When you start your first business, your Alpha 2.0 location independent business that sets you free from your 9-to-5 job and your collapsing Western country and gives you more freedom and safety at the same time. When you start that business, you have only one goal. One goal. That goal is not to set up your website. The goal is not to set up your social media. The goal is not to read Alex Hormozi's new book and figure out what your offer is. The goal is not to take a bunch of pictures. The goal is not to sit down and brainstorm niches. The goal is not to do anything you think it is. What's the one goal you have? There's only one. The one goal you have when you start your first business initially is to get your first 3 clients. That's it. That's the goal. It's not to make $10,000 a month and try to figure out what business will make you $10,000 a month immediately. How can I get a $10,000 a month client? It's not your goal. It's to get your first 3 clients at any price. I did not say your first 3 clients at X and make sure they pay you XYZ. It's to get your first 1, then 2, then 3 clients. That's it. Everything else is subordinate to that goal. Nothing else matters. It's just that goal. I talk about niche and niche research, and those are important steps. But the only reason to do those things is to get those first 1 to 3 clients. And what most guys do, and some women who are smart and overthink all this stuff, that you know who you are, what they do is they sit down and start a business and they plan it all out and they spreadsheet it all out and they set up their website and they obsess over their website. And they plan out what to offer, what their offer is, what to include in their offer, what's the guarantee, and how much should I charge? And God, what if I charge too much? And you know, I got to set up my social media now, and I might run Facebook ads. So I better set up a social media page, and I better set up this page, and I better set up an Instagram, and I better set up a WordPress thing because I think I'm going to do a blog, and well, I'm going to do YouTube videos, so I better do some YouTube videos. And no one wants to look at a YouTube channel with no videos on it, so I better do like 20 videos. And oh, I better set up an LLC. I better set up an LLC and a corporation or an LTD. I better set up a corporate structure and set all that up and get all that ready and set up a checking account and then figure out what my offer is and then map this all. No, you don't need to do any of that to get your first 1, 2, 3 clients. You don't need to do any of those things. And I'm not kidding. How do I know? I've done it. When I started my first business a billion years now in the mid 90s, I got my first few customers without doing any of that shit. I didn't know what my price was. I didn't know what I was offering. I had no idea. I said, do you have this problem? It was a networking computer consultant back then. Do you help with your computers? Yeah, I'll fix it. How much? I just threw a number at them. They said, okay. That's how I got my first few clients. That's it. I didn't I didn't have a website. We didn't have websites back then in 1996. You get my point. I didn't do any of that crap. None of it. And you don't either. Speed. The goal is to get the first few clients, because once you get 1, 2, 3 clients, once you get that past that, several important things occur. The most important thing is your mindset changes. The hardest client to get is your first client because you have an employee mindset and you've been an employee your entire life. And society, unfortunately, has trained you to be an employee because that's what society wants. Society doesn't want a bunch of free thinking, self-employed, location independent people. That is not what society wants. Society wants 9-to-5 employee workers until AI puts them out of business. Okay, that's what society wants. So society has trained you to think like an employee. That's why it's so hard mentally. Physically, in the real world, it's not hard to get a client. You just think it's hard. But once you get past your 1, 2, 3 clients, your first few clients, that mindset problem is, if not completely gone, 80% gone. The biggest hump to you making a lot of money in your own business is because you have that employee mindset. And the only way to get rid 100% or 80% plus, to get rid of that mindset is not to read a bunch of books. It's not even to join my programs or any of that stuff. It's to get that first client to go, oh my God, people will pay me. Wow, people will pay me $3,000. This is crazy. Oh my God, okay. This wasn't as hard as I thought. And once you get over that hump, it's a lot easier to get client number 4. First, the hardest client you'll ever get is the first client, right? Second client's pretty hard too. Third client's a lot easier. Fourth client's a breeze. And then it's 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you are making $10,000 a month if that's your goal. Great. But you've got to get that first client first. And the faster you get there, the faster you get to the big money if that's something you want, or the freedom, or quitting your job, or whatever it is you want. You've got to get to that first client, number one. Number two, the next thing that happens is by the time you're on client number 3, you will know exactly what your niche needs and exactly what they're willing to pay for. Then you sit down and create an offer that matches what that niche wants. Does that make sense? So that's why getting client number 4, often you'll charge a lot more money because you'll know exactly what to offer them. Hey, I'll come in and I will do this, 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 this. And you've already battle tested this with 3 other clients. So the odds of them saying yes at a price point you want are much higher. You're not guessing. When you sit down and make your first offer, before you have any clients, you're guessing as to what your clients, you don't know because you haven't had clients yet. So then why make an offer? Just get on the phone and offer to help solve their problem. Don't sit there and map out an offer and read 3 or 4 books how to create an offer. It's useless at this point because you're probably going to change it all after your first 1, 2, 3 clients. Does that make sense? You understand? So just get on the phone after you've done your niche research, which only takes a week or 2 or 3. Hey, do you have this problem? Yes, I have this problem because you already know you did the research. Great, I can help you fix it. Oh, you can? How much? $1,000. Just throw a number at them. You'll have an idea based on the niche research you've already done. $1,000, $3,000, $500. Just throw a number at them. Well, Caleb, what if they say they don't like the number? Then you say, okay, so let's see, get random example. Just say, do you have this problem? Yes. I'll help you fix it in 30 days or 45 days or alleviate it or improve it by 20% or something. Doesn't matter. They say, okay, great. How much? $3,000. Oh my God, that's way too much money. So here's what you say. All right, what did you have in mind? Well, I don't know. How about $1,500? I do it for that. Great, $1,500. I'll do it. Boom, get the client. Didn't need a website. Didn't need an offer. Didn't need an LLC. Didn't need a bank account. You need a way to get paid. That's easy. You set up a Stripe link or a PayPal link. That's easy. That's the easy part. Don't worry about these details. Worry about the details after client number 3, client number 4. There are guys online. I've never done this exactly. I've done variations of this. There are guys in my industry who sell like courses and online courses and coaching programs and books and things like that who will sell something online that they haven't even set up. They'll sell a book or a course or a program they haven't even done yet. They'll do it 6 months before it's available. It's a pre-sale, right? They haven't even done it. And they'll make a bunch of money. They didn't sit there and say, okay, I got to get all my ducks in a row before I sell this thing. You don't need to. And like I said, my first business, I didn't have an offer. I just said, do you need help with your computers? Yeah. Well, I can come help. Well, how much? Well, how about this? They said, no. I said, well, how about that? Okay. Who cares? You don't need to figure all this shit out. You'll figure it out for those 1 to 3 clients. Well, Caleb, I can't just service clients and have no idea what I'm doing. You'll figure it out. Trust me, do this. Get a client who's paying you $2,000 over a 30-day, 45-day. Trust me, you will be terrified to figure it out, and you will help them. Maybe you won't solve the problem, but you'll alleviate it by 50%. That's worth $1,000 if you're dealing with a company like I talk about. Don't worry about it. You'll do it. You'll probably over-deliver when it's your first client, because when it's your first client, second client, third client, you'll be so terrified to have to make these people happy. You'll be so nervous about this. You will over-deliver and go crazy. You will. That's what people do. You'll be so excited you won't want to screw this up. You'll figure it out or hire the people on Upwork you need or use AI to help you or whatever. You'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. You can figure out a little bit. You can spend a few days trying to figure a few things out, but no more than a few days. Don't be a LISG. If you don't know what LISG, that's LISG, low income smart guy or low income smart gal. These are smart people, usually men, who sit around and don't do anything all day. They just think about stuff and plan stuff and watch YouTube videos and read blogs and read books, and they don't actually start a business. And the reason they don't is they're planning all this shit. Stop planning and just get the client. Too many people want to do all this bullshit prep work before they get the client. Don't do this. Do not fall into this trap. Get your first client, second, third. Yes, it will be messy. Yes, it will be scary. Yes, it'll be uncomfortable. Now, it won't be as messy as you think. You're like, oh my God, it'll be a mess. I'll be so scared. It's not as bad as you'll think. But yes, it'll be a little messy the first 1, 2, 3 clients you get. It'll still be messy if you sit there for 17 months and figure out your website and your offer and your LLC first. It'll still be messy. It'll be messy either way. Get through the messy phase as quick as you can. Then by client number 4, now it's easy. Now you can sell at real money. You'll know exactly what you'll be offering. You'll know exactly what your clients need. You'll exactly what they'll buy, what they won't buy. It'll be a lot easier for you. Don't fall into this trap. You only have one goal. One. When you start your own business, get the first 1, 2, 3 clients, irrelevant of how much money they pay and irrelevant of anything else. Get fancy once you hit client number 4. Then do whatever you like, but get that client.